Notre Dame travels to Louisville on ABC at night. Now, Louisville's 3-0 in ACC play for the first time since joining the league. All right. This is by far the best defense that Louisville has seen up to this point. This will be a huge challenge for Jack Plummer and company. Will they be able to create enough offensively to put some pressure on Notre Dame? Now, I think Plummer, if you get him the version of Jack Plummer against Boston College, Notre Dame's in for a long night. I'm just telling you. That version has to be the consistent Jack Plummer that we see. I think he throws a really nice ball. I think he's got underrated mobility. And when he's clicking, he's legit. The problem is he hasn't been super consistent. And sometimes they've had some stalled drives. They've had some inconsistencies. And the pressure that he feels in the backfield does result in some intentional grounding penalties. And I don't think he's done a great job as far as decision-making is concerned. He's got 6 picks this year. That's tied for the most of any quarterback in the ACC. So Notre Dame's pass rush has to affect Jack Plummer because he will feel it. But if he gets hot, look out. Could be a long day for the Irish in the secondary. Louisville's pass rush has to be important as well. Now, you think about what they were last year. I think they're pretty good this year. I don't think they're quite what they were last year. But this year, I think it's really, really important for them to put some pressure on Sam Hartman. They have to put some pressure on Sam Hartman. And if you can make him kind of speed up his process a little bit, he played Louisville last year at Wake Forest, and he was terrible in that game. So he's probably had this one circled. Just saying. Sam Hartman, I know he's on a different team. I know he's wearing a different uniform. I would imagine he's had this one circled given his performance against Louisville last year. He had 1 million turnovers in that game. So Louisville's pass rush has to make him remind himself of last year's performance, and maybe that could slow down Notre Dame just a little bit. And I think the other thing, Louisville has to create some big plays. You look at the Ohio State game for Notre Dame, the reason why Ohio State won the game is they manufactured like 2 big plays. One big run by Travion Henderson, the busted coverage to the left-hand side when they got Xavier Johnson running. Louisville has to manufacture some big plays. And Jawar Jordan, who is the running back for Louisville, he's a threat to take it the distance every single time. He's eclipsed 100 rushing yards in 7 of his last 10 games and is one of the best in college football as far as yards per attempt is concerned. He's 7.73 in yards per attempt. They also have Jamari Thrash, who's averaging 20 yards per catch. He's scored 5 times. So that tandem of Jawar Jordan, the running back, number 25, and Jamari Thrash, number 1, who's a big play threat at wide receiver, I think Notre Dame has to keep those guys in check. Louisville has to run the football in this game. They have to run the football with consistency to keep pace. NC State bottled them up. NC State bottled them up pretty well, I would say, and it was almost Louisville's first loss. I think it's going to be tough sledding against the Irish, just so you know. And I know everyone's looking at this saying, well, the Irish, they're on the heels of a 3-game road stand where it's just been a grind. Well, Notre Dame is 11-3 against the spread on the road since the start of the 2020 season. I think Notre Dame wins this game going away. Louisville hasn't seen anything like they're going to see this weekend. This is a more physical team than anyone they've seen this weekend. I think NC State's a little bit close. We've already seen what Notre Dame did to NC State earlier in the year. I think Notre Dame wins this game going away, a couple touchdowns. I think they get it done comfortably, even though they are probably a little bit out of gas, knowing the emotional games that they've played in each of the last 2 weeks. So Louisville has to hope that Notre Dame has an off night. If they do, then Louisville has a chance. But if Notre Dame comes in ready to play, they should take care of business in the Lou.